This is the Ohio AgNet from the Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio. Sponsored by BASF and Certain Corn Herbicide. Unleash residual power early to allow for pre- and post-application to attack weeds at their weakest. I'm Allison Kinney. Now let's take a look at what's making agricultural news. The USDA's World Agricultural Supply and Demand Estimates report shows that the 2025-2026 U.S. corn outlook is for greater exports and lower ending stocks. Exports were raised 100 million bushels to 3.3 billion, reflecting sales and shipments to date. However, with no supply changes and use rising, corn ending stocks dropped by 100 million bushels to 2.1 billion. The season average corn price is unchanged at $4.10 per bushel. The U.S. soybean supply and use projections are unchanged this month. The season average soybean price is projected to be unchanged at $10.20 per bushel. The report said China is considering buying more U.S. soybeans in the months ahead. The wheat outlook calls for unchanged supplies, modestly lower domestic use, unchanged exports, and slightly higher ending stocks, which were raised to 931 million bushels, 9% higher than last year. The projected 2025-2026 season average farm price remains $4.90 per bushel. Also making headlines, USDA data said inspections of corn and wheat for overseas delivery rose week to week, while soybean assessments declined during the 7 days ending on February 5th. Corn inspections totaled 1.3 million metric tons, which the agency said was up from the 1.15 million tons the week before. However, it was still behind the 1.36 million tons examined during the same week last year. Soybean inspections for export dropped to 1.14 million metric tons, down from the 1.32 million a week before. That's still higher than the 1.1 million tons inspected during the same week in 2025. Now let's take a look at the markets. Brought to you by Seed Consultants, simply better performance. Learn more online at seedconsultants.com. March corn is closing in today down 1 1/4 at 427.5. May corn is down 3/4 cent at 436.5, while July corn is down 1/2 cent at 444.25. March soybeans are up 1 1/2 at 11.24. May soybeans up 2 cents at 11.39.5. July wheat is up 6 1/4 at 554.5. September wheat up 5 3/4 at 566.5. And February live cattle are up 325 at 242.35. Thanks for joining us. I'm Allison Kinney, and you're listening to the Ohio AgNet.